dengar sirine tanda bahaya dan kita langsung packing barang. Sebelum naik ke taksi, kita ngeliat tuh orang-orang udah mulai masuk ke market cari air minum bersih dan makanan untuk stok di rumah. Akhirnya kita dapet taksi, tapi itu pun jarang sekali. Dan tadi ketemu sama teman-teman WNI di Kiev ini, mereka juga kesusahan. Ada yang jalan kaki juga ke KBRI.
Ну, во-первых, я услышала какой-то страшный такой, как выбух, наверное, сумасшедшей силы. Вот. И потом я вскакиваю, не знаю, куда мне деваться. Паника вначале, конечно. Но я выбежала, вот у меня окна выходят и по двору на Васильковскую. Я выбежала, все машины, сирена, то есть работала у всех машин сигнализация.
Now we take our money from the banks and waiting what happened.
Але нам ніхто зараз нічим не допомагає, ніхто нам не відповідає, що трапилося, що буде з нашими рейсами, як нам бути, куди йти, нікуди дітися.
Я против войны вообще, я против войны. Я хочу, чтобы и в Украине люди жили, были целые, и здесь были, и в России. Я люблю две страны, и поэтому для меня это болезненно.
So I think that for the last couple of months there was a big uptake in procuring arms, in joining armed forces, in joining territorial defense. So I think it means that people will resist. People believe that they should be resisting, and that no one is supporting Russia here, and nobody is waiting for them here.
Да, я слышала речь Путина, да. Какие молодцы россияне, нам помогают. Дай Бог им здоровья. Я здесь родилась, выросла, все мои предки здесь похоронены. Для меня город – это моя родина.
That's war. He's open war with the Europe, and that's bad.
More of Moscow's military hardware on view today in the Rostov region, close to the border with eastern Ukraine. No movement here, but the fear is that Russia is just biding its time before launching an invasion. And in Ukraine, on the front lines in Avdiivka, they are combat ready. They've been fighting Kremlin-backed separatists for 8 years.
Enemy using a lot of the types grenade launchers. It's also a really heavy weapon. They can use it 24/7. So now we try to stay in the shadows. So if we have trenches, we will move on with them, because enemy also like to using drones.
This destroyed hangar provides some cover from pro-Moscow rebels. Troops here call it the skeleton. We've been asked not to speak too loudly because Russian separatist fighters are very nearby. near enough to hear us. Since we've been here, there's been shelling, and this front line has been more active in recent days. There's a real sense now that this conflict is building.
So it was just 2 days ago. It's only 2 hits from the whole firing to us. It was like 12 hits in this region.
Ivan, who is 30, knows that death could come raining down at any moment.
I also think about it. It's very scary for me. As a simple guy, I also afraid to be hurted or die here, and that's why I'm stand here in the armor and try to do my job as possible to stay alive.
That's a daily battle. They scan for enemy snipers who will also be scanning for them. If Russian troops invade Ukraine, there could be many young men lost on both sides. And for the very young here, lessons in survival. A practice run taking children down to the bomb shelter, packing them to the rafters. Normally it happens twice a year. Today, an extra drill as this nation faces a moment of grave danger. The tempo has changed at the front lines in eastern Ukraine. It's a lot more active. We stopped dead because we heard the rumble of shelling. It was time to pick up the pace. And there were other hazards along the way. We moved carefully past minefields on both sides. We're covering the distance now to the front on foot. Ukrainian troops here tell us that they are ready for whatever may come. But no one knows what that will look like, what Vladimir Putin's endgame is. And if it is a full invasion, then Ukrainian troops will be quickly outnumbered and outgunned. Taras, who's 24, shows us defensive positions against Kremlin-backed rebels less than half a mile away. They've been opening fire with heavy weapons for 3 days, he says. The situation has gotten worse, but we tolerate it and we wait. I think Putin is doing it on purpose to provoke us, so it looks like we are invading. Nearby, a crossing point that leads to the separatist enclaves. There's tight security for civilians travelling from Ukrainian government territory to the other side. This is one of only 2 locations where people can cross to reunite with loved ones. The East has been painfully divided for 8 years. It takes permission and patience. Just ask Larissa, who does this every 6 months. She's a cancer patient returning home after a checkup in a government hospital. We, the people, don't want a war to happen, she tells me. We want to live. We want to love everyone and give them a hug. Svetlana is coming in the opposite direction from separatist territory with great difficulty. A grueling trip for the 81-year-old. We couldn't see our children for 2 months, she told me. Our great-grandson was born. We hadn't seen him. There are very real fears for Ukraine and for security in Europe. And beyond the geopolitics, here on the ground, the human toll could be immense. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Eastern Ukraine.